Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is where you are. It's time for another weekly collective message. We want to see what the energy is coming in for this week. And what's so funny is when I was sitting down just now to film the video, these are my typical team. These are the cards that I always have near me when I'm doing client readings or whatever. But the Disney villain deck came out. She was sitting off to the side where I keep my other cards, a lot of them charging, and I just felt really drawn to her for today's collective reading. So let's see what we have for our collective reading this week. Last week was pretty intense, right? Last week was pretty intense. So let's see what we have for this week, okay? We're winding down Aquarius season. I think, is Mars going into, I don't know, I'm not an astrology girly, but let's see what we have for the collective. Interesting. This week. What do we have for the collective this week? Okay. So we just have the two cards coming out. Let's see. Okay. You know what? I am going to keep him reversed. Sometimes as a reader, you have to do, what feels right. Sometimes I don't read reversals at all, and sometimes they do. So we have the Two of Coins reversed, and we have the Knight of Swords reversed. First of all, isn't the artwork so cute and so funny? But with the Two of Coins reversed, she is about a balance. And in this artwork in particular, it's very interesting because even though we have the snake here, he's not encompassing the two cards. In some of the decks where there is other snake motif on this card, the snake is wrapped around the two coins, but you can see in this deck, they're at the top and the bottom, right? Almost like a yin and a yang. What are we gonna choose? So because it's reversed, I'm almost thinking we're a little out of balance, right? With the two of coins, the Two of Pentacles. It's about that juggling act, right? And a lot of the times there's an infinity symbol too. So I don't always really view the Two of Coins as a bad thing. The Two of Pentacles is a bad thing, that juggling act, right? That could mean a lot of different things. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is actually like a juggler who is juggling the pentacles. So I don't necessarily view it as a bad thing, but with it reversed, I'm thinking one of two things. Either we went too far on one side, right? And with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords can be a little reckless. He can be a little ruthless. So I'm wondering if when we went out of balance with the situation, we went a little too hard. We went a little too hard one way, right? Maybe, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing triggered. So I wonder if something triggered us, or if something's going to trigger us this week, and that is going to push us way out of whack, way out of balance. We're dropping the coins that we're juggling. We're dropping the pentacles. We're reacting in a way that maybe isn't authentic to us, right? And we really need to check ourselves when that happens. And with the artwork, this is a poacher, a hunter. What is her name? Joanna, the lizard. She's always trying to steal the eggs, right? So it's a cunning energy, but it's also a little, it's gains for the self, right? So it's being cunning, it's being witty, it's being ruthless for advance of the self, which is not always a bad thing, but because it's reversed, I'm really thinking we went off the rails here and we're not staying true to ourselves. So what else? Tell me a little bit more. Tell me a little bit more about that for the collective this week. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we have this in this deck. It's called True Love. So it's the lovers, right? And you see Vanessa, Ursula, and Ariel and Eric. So the lovers is really about self-love. It can be used in like love readings, but it's really about the self and marrying the pieces of the self. So again, because I think we got triggered in some way, or we're going to for this week, and it really pushed us into that inauthentic space where we really reacted in a way that didn't feel good. Maybe we thought about it later and we were like, you know what? That didn't feel right. The true love coming in reversed, that really reached true to me because we're not harmoniously marrying those pieces of self. We're not in balance. So again, Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles reversed, the lovers reversed, really giving out of balance, out of whack, right? And it's the self. It's the self that's out of whack. It's not feeling like our outside environment. Maybe something from our outside environment triggered that, right? With the Two of Coins being reversed, but then it's really up to us in the rest of this spread, okay? So we have that, but then we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in here. We see Maleficent's wheel, right? I love Maleficent. I love her. Queen, right? Sassy queen. Angelina Jolie. Oh my God. Girl crush since the beginning of time. She can do no wrong in my mind. Oh my God. So I even love her weird phase. Don't even try to put in comments like, oh, do you know I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But with the Wheel of Fortune coming in the upright, the Wheel of Fortune to me is a signal card. So if you've heard my readings before or you've gotten a reading from me, you know I have a few signal cards where if they come out, it means a certain thing usually. So the Wheel of Fortune in the upright to me, it means an ending of a cycle, means the wheel is gonna turn, right? Has anyone watched The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime? What an amazing show. I just discovered it. I just started watching it. It's got like 3 seasons. I think I'm only on season 2. What an amazing show. Highly recommend. But anyway, with the Wheel of Fortune, I almost just said Wheel of Time, which is why with the Wheel of Fortune, it's an ending of a cycle. It's, again, the wheel is turning. It's not, when the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, sometimes I say the wheel is broken, but with it in the upright, we're moving into a different cycle. And if we had this big triggering event where we really acted out of pocket, right? Because again, very gently, lovingly, we were wrong in this situation, right? In the way that we reacted, or not wrong, because the human experience is so expansive, right? So I don't want to say wrong unless you did something hurtful to yourself or someone else when you were triggered. But, you know, again, we didn't react authentically in this situation. So we need to really look at that. So maybe not wrong, but just we may need to do some apologizing or some self-reflection there. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's ending that cycle. So again, I forget what our collective reading was last week, but why do I feel like it was similar, where we are ending those cycles right now? And how many times can I say that? But when you have this triggering event, you have an opportunity to sit there and recognize, is this mine or is this someone else's? And do I want to continue to react in a certain way? Does that feel authentic or not, right? I am not a love and light reader. I am not saying take the high road when I'm saying that. I just want to be super clear. I am not a high road girl, okay? I'm trying not to swear. but I'm not a high road girl. I'm just saying, does this feel authentic to you? Is this what you want to do? When I say, is this yours or is it not, right? I had to do a lot of this self-reflection, especially before I got married. Is what I'm bringing into this marriage mine, or is it my family's? Is it how I was raised? Is it what I've seen? Is it what I was exposed to? Or is this me, and is this how I want to move forward, right? So that's what I mean by that. That's what I'm seeing with the Wheel of Fortune, which I think is really great advice if you are engaged and thinking about getting married. I highly recommend you and your fiance doing that, or any type of relationship. But anyway, so then we end with the Five of Cups. I think that there is so much opportunity here for us to do some self-reflection and move forward. We're seeing some energy where on the face of it, maybe it doesn't seem great. The Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles reversed, the Lovers, True Love reversed, right? Wheel of Fortune coming out. She's always kind of like, ooh, I'm always like, but Five of Cups, some of these cards might seem negative, but what I love in these cases is the opportunity for us to move forward. When it's external forces, that kind of sucks, right? Because we can't control everything. We can't control most things in our environment, if we're being honest, you know? So when it has to do with us, even if this may have started with something external, I love that we have the opportunity to look inward, look at the cycles, right? This Wheel of Fortune coming out is huge for me. A big clue here mixed with the Lovers. This is, I think, the most important part of the reading. And the Five of Cups, where in this artwork, they're all spilled. They're all spilled, right? Except maybe this guy, but they're all spilled. So we really need to examine what happened here and refill these cups, because they're not sinking, right? They're on the surface. They're not sinking. So it's almost like we can pluck them out and refill them. They're in the water. They're fully in the water in this artwork. So it's almost like we have the opportunity to reach in, grab it, and refill it, which I think is really cool. So because we kind of lost sense of self here, I think we got really triggered. I think we acted inauthentically. Again, this could have happened, or it's happening this week. Be on the lookout, right? Don't beat yourself up about it. That's number one. And let's just see how we can refill our cups, right? And maybe that is starting fresh. Maybe that is, you know, talking to a friend, journaling, really connecting to the self, grounding, right? Because the cups, that's emotional energy. So whatever it takes to really regulate ourselves. But I think we have a really cool opportunity here. So that's what I'm seeing for the collective this week. I'm sorry for whatever that event is that triggers you, but that happens all the time, right? Like I said, the human experience is expansive, so it's gonna happen. Don't beat yourself up about it. But what we do afterwards is what's gonna be really cool. And we have that opportunity to really look at some of the cycles, the patterns that we've been participating in, and possibly end those. So that's exciting stuff. I hope you have a good week. I hope you really consider this reading if something does happen that triggers you. And I will see you guys next week.